Then I quickly want to talk about the page file hibernation file. We talked about this quite a bit yesterday when we were talking about memory analysis, but these can be very useful for kind of keyword searches and stuff like that, finding additional information.
When you do the memory dump of the physical memory, the page file is actually part of it. That's the swap in and out of it, the cache.
No, the page file is not part of it. Page file is separate from the memory dump. So a memory dump, like when you're using a WinDD or something like that, it's dumping the physical RAM. So if you have 4 gigabytes of RAM, it's dumping 4 gigabytes. Right? You can have an 8 gigabyte page file or whatever else, and that is not at all involved. In that process, you can do it through volatility. You can do a correlation between the two, which is a little bit beyond this class and actually setting it up, but it is possible. So one of the key values that I want to talk about too, now when we're talking more about malware-specific artifacts, is auto-run values. I've said this a few times throughout the course of the last couple of days, talking about auto-run values. And there's a bunch of different places where they consist, but it's basically a method of persistence that applications will use so that they will start up automatically when the system starts or when a user logs in. And this is a common mechanism used by malware to start up when the system starts up, right? Or when a user logs in, execute my application. And this allows, the thing to keep on running every time the system goes. And this can be, kind of here are some common keys that are associated there, as well as, scheduled tasks, something that runs every time a user logs in or every 10 hours or whatever. Browser helper objects, which I talked about before, which are loaded into browsers every time they start up. One of the things I want to point out, too, is to look at restore points, right? Just because it's not in the active one doesn't mean it's not in a restore point. There's a couple different ways that you can kind of look through this. One is the sysinternals tool, which will allow you to do it kind of on an active running system. And they also have a scripting capability. I wrote an N script a while back, which I can send to you guys after class. If you want, I can put it together. I don't have it with me. I don't have an NCase license now, so I can't show you. But that allows it to parse certain things, like you just run inside of NCase. But these are often very valuable for when you're trying to identify persistence on a piece of malware.